Welcome back, folks. I'm Ryan Bonsack. It's been a while. The Oregon weather here hasn't been really cooperating, and finally we got some decent days. I've also had some voice problems, and finally I'm getting better, and now I can start making videos again. But today we're going to go do some clamming. And here in Oregon we have lots of different species of clams. We got purple varnish, soft shell clams, aka mud clams, pittocks, and the best of all, razor clams. And there's also other species too. And today we're gonna go get some mud clams. And the first thing you need to do is get a shellfish license. And you can do that by getting it on your phone. Pretty simple. I think a resident license is $10 and a non-resident is $28. And if you don't have a phone that you can get the app on it, you can simply go to your sporting goods store and get a paper license. Well, you guys ready? All right, I'll show you what you guys need, and let's go. One more thing before we get to the gear that we need. Let's check our forecast for our tides. Now, it looks like that we have a minus tide here at about 11:26. So that's good timing now. It's 11 now. It's a short drive for me, but another helpful tool is this app, Magic Seaweed. It's got many different locations, and you can pull it up and you can see here you got your wave forecast for the beach and our low and high tides throughout the day. And if you don't want that, you can always just go to a sporting goods store and they have tide books. They're pretty cheap. They're probably like $1 or less. Alright guys, right here I got a clam shovel. That'll be our first item. They got a very short handle. You can see the blade is narrow and long, and this is what we're going to be using to get those mud clams today. Now another item for clam digging, a lot of guys use this. It's a clam gun. I like using them for razor clams, and they're made out of steel and aluminum. We're not going to use that today, but also a bucket to keep your clams in. And the two items we'll just need for today are our clam shovel and our bucket. Now, also, remember to dress according to the weather. Looks like it's going to be sunny today, and to get these mud clams, we're going to be out on the mud flats. So I put on my rain pants because we are definitely going to get muddy today. So, alright guys, let's drive there. Let's go get some clams. Beautiful out. That's quite the minus tide. Now you can see where these things like to hang out. You'll probably find these mud clams anywhere in these tidal flats. You just have to search for them. Now these are what we want to look for. You see these holes here? This is a pretty decent sized one here, one right here, another one there. That's your indicator on where these mud clams are at. Now, we're not very far out here. We're already seeing them. That's a good sign. I got another spot out here a ways. I want to go check it out and see if there's any there. So Alright guys, this looks like a good spot. As you can see, there's many holes here. And another thing is, you see how there's smaller holes and then you got these bigger holes. These are bigger clams. Those are the ones we're going to want. So what I like to do to see if there's a clam in the hole, use your finger. And when you put your finger in this hole, what you're doing is to feel the neck of the clam. And when I stick my finger in there, I kind of like to make a hook like this. And it'll trap that neck of that clam's neck onto the side of the wall. So I'll go ahead and I'll put my finger in there. Yep, I can feel one in there. So that's one of the holes we want to dig. Alright, let's get our shovel. Now that I've felt that clam is in there, I'm going to take my shovel and slowly skim the top. And you just want to follow this hole down. You want to make sure you don't do it too fast, because then you will cut the neck of the clam off, and we don't want to do that. Kind of take your hand and work. Keep following the hole. And you see, I'm not making a very big hole. I'm not putting a lot of exerting myself trying to find this thing. Now the hole is right here. We want to take our shovel as we get deeper and slowly dig around the outside of the hole, continuing to follow this clam down. I think that's actually him, guys. We're starting to see the top of that shell. Being careful not to break the shell, we're going to grab it, wiggle it out. There we have it, guys. Our first clam. Check that out. All right. We're gonna go ahead. We got another hole right here. We're gonna, yep, there's one in there. We're gonna go ahead and take our shovel, slowly skipping the top. Following that hole using our hand. Taking our shovel, going around the outside. Some of them are actually deeper than others. Ah, there he is, guys. That's a pretty small one, but we'll take him. Always check your hole too when you find one, because a lot of times you might find another one. And it looks like that's the only one in that hole. Now, here's a decent sized hole. Let's check this one out. Take our finger. Yep, there's one in there. Slowly skim the top. Working our way around the outside. There actually looks like to be an old dead clam that died a long time ago. But there's our clam right here next to him. We're gonna take our finger. I kind of like to work around the outside, around the shell. This seems to be a bigger one. You kind of grab the top of the shell. Be careful too. These clam shells can be really sharp and cut your finger. You grab the shell. Kind of wiggle it around in there and slowly pull it out. Look at that. That's a nice one, guys. That's a nice clam. As you guys can see, there must be thousands of clams out here. You can see all the holes as I slowly walk along here. It looks like I got some bigger holes right here. Let's check these ones out. Here's our bigger holes again. Take your finger, put it in straight, and cook it. Nothing in that hole. Right there. So, we're going to go ahead, take our shovel, slowly skip the top. Use our hand. Follow that hole down. Starting to feel the top of the shell. You can see his neck right here. Gonna go ahead and wiggle the top of that shell, slowly working him out. Be careful with the shell. Slowly start to come out. Crack the shell a little bit, that's okay. We can clean them up. Let's find another one here. Looks like this is a decent hole. Oh yeah. Take the top of that shovel. Skimming along. It's funny because you notice that some of these holes are really close together. It's almost like these guys are just hanging out here together. Shell, being careful, working your fingers around the shell. Slowly wiggle that clam out. Another decent sized one. There's actually could be more than one here. Nope, a dead one. That's it for that hole. Touch the hole. Yep. One in there. Skip the top. actually a purple varnish. But that other clam is down there somewhere. And that would be a good finish if it was. That one would crush a shell. But alright guys, that's our last clam. Let's get out of here. Check that out guys. Limit of clams. Pretty decent sized ones too. As you can see, the shells are a really cool color. Alright guys, that was fun. Now the limit on the soft shell mud clams is 36. That's quite a few clams. But one more thing before we go. Another helpful thing to have when you're out there on the mud flats is a pair of rubber boots. These ones I have here, they're extra tough, and that's a good brand. A lot of fishermen stuff like to use those boots. But hey guys, it's been great. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.